Well, hello, everyone. It is Monday night live. We've been gone for a while, and tonight you just got me tonight. Well, we have our guests, but Sherry is still under the weather. Actually, she's in the other room, but she's still under the weather, and she's not going to join us tonight. But we've got some wonderful guests from someplace out west. They're in a new homestead. Did you guys have an apartment before? Or a rental house? And I'm not hearing you at all.
I'm here. We're here.
Okay. I got you.
Okay.
All right.
So to answer your question, we had an urban homestead in Dallas County. And actually selling our home there afforded us the ability to get our homestead. Okay,
so you had a house, but it was in town and it just a small yard, and I know that your entire yard was garden.
Small yard.
So, well, let me get them out here. So we'll get them on the screen. On it here. There we go. Got him. So, Tori and Sydney,
Deanna.
Welcome to Monday Night Live.
Welcome, and we're glad to be back on here.
So,
yeah, we were on September.
Was it September?
Or end of August, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that you actually joined us from the campground area.
Yeah.
Yes. And if Sherry were here, she would bring up him twerking at the fire. If she were here, she would bring
Photoshop.
It up. Yeah. There would be a whole conversation about that. Yeah. He was twerking.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
You do not remember that, Daryl. Don't play into her little puppet games.
So, anyway, I know even at that time you were looking for a place.
Yes, so...
We were talking about looking for a place.
Yeah, because we went to that Homesteading Live conference, and that basically opened up our eyes to other things that we could possibly be doing and everything. And so after that conference, and then after talking with Jess and Maya, we were like, okay.
It lit a fire.
Yeah, so we're going to
under him to really want to start taking the steps to prepare our house for sale so that this could happen. And it's interesting that less than a year ago, we didn't know that this would actually be happening on this timeline. And we had no idea how beautiful the place we found would be.
Big Bear, that is a lie.
What was that? Is he lying over there?
Yeah, he always lies.
Oh, no. Whatever.
You don't have video or photos proof.
We'll see.
So anyway, you found a place.
Mm-hmm.
And whereabouts did you find a place at?
The north, like the most north. Well, not the most north of Texas.
It's right in between Paris, Texas, and Bonham, Texas, in Lamar County.
Yeah, but we're like less than an hour away from Oklahoma.
Okay, so you're far north. It keeps you more away from the hurricanes and stuff down there, right?
Oh, well, far away from the hurricane.
But we're still in Tornado Alley.
We're closer to tornadoes.
Okay.
We're not like closer. I mean, where we were, our house that we had got hit by a tornado. We were displaced for like a year from our last house from a tornado in Dallas County. So we're still in the same alley.
Just worse.
But we have a tornado shelter here. It's scary. If you saw the property tour, it's scary.
Well, Well, I saw that it looks like some of your buildings are in need of a little bit of upkeep.
Some TLC, yeah.
Yeah, TLC, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good structures. We just have to like beef up some of the structures.
Mm-hmm.
We're really lucky to have fencing around most of the property. We're very lucky to have a pond on our property. The fields that we have and the hills and the structures that are existing. I mean, one of the building structures we want to like take down, but the other two we can utilize even now with animals for something. So we're feeling really lucky with what we have. What we found, because it was better than what I was finding, and then like this little gem kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So this was 6.5 acres. Do I have that right?
Yeah, 6.5 acres. The shop is basically what sold me on to that.
The shop by itself is a small house size wise.
Is that what's in the background there right now?
Yeah. And it's a 32 by 40 foot shop with a nice overhang. So
huge overhang. So weather isn't a pending issue for us on projects. We have built things with storms going on without a problem because we have a huge covered area to work. So that's been really nice.
So is this the first property you guys have owned as a couple?
No, this is our second. This is our first homestead together.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first place with like land that we've had together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you loving it?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that I wish we would have known before, but there's a lot more good things that I'm glad we got this place. Like our first few weeks, we were finding hidden gems about this place. Like our first week, the first week purchasing this place, we found out that we had a pear tree, which one of our children wanted a pear tree when we start building our orchard. Then what was the other one? Then we found out we had a mulberry tree.
Well, we found that out later. It was the pecan. Yeah. We have pecan tree.
And we found out we had 1 week. We found out we had pecan tree. Another week later, we found out we have persimmons tree.
Yeah.
And then we found out another week. We found out we had some rose trees or bushes, whatever they are. And so it was just. Each week we just keep on finding the hidden gems.
We have crawfish too.
Yeah, so we're going to try to see if we got some crawfish or some mud bugs in our pond there.
I think we might have to do a video trying to catch them or figure, because in our common areas they are doing like little
mounds and
stuff, and so I think I want to figure out how to control those areas, and I think I would like to try to catch some.
So
maybe do a.
So has this 6.5 acres been separated from the other property for some time?
Well, the previous sellers they bought one part of the property was part of their family, and as the years went on over the 20 years, they kept on adding on to the property and stuff or purchasing more part of the property and stuff. And back of us, where they got the cows out, he was going to buy that from one of the guys, but he had died and his children took over, wouldn't sell it to him. And then there's another, I think
there's another, what is it, 2.5 acres or 2 acres?
I think it's 2 acres over there with the house.
I would like to buy it.
Yeah, that he's selling it for, I think, $30,000 over there.
Yeah, it's really dilapidated.
Yeah.
So we're interested in obtaining that property because it would give us another access to another road if we get that.
Well,
but we're learning stuff on the property.
I was noticing that what I'm going to call a pretty substantial fence that you have around the one.
Yeah. he was going to, on the back end of the 40, he was going to get rid of some of the tree on the tree line and redo the fence line. But during that time, he was going to get rid of the tree line, some of the trees on the tree line, while the neighbor removes the fence and redid the fence. But I guess they got into some disagreement, so one portion of our fence isn't up.
It's a small like section, and ironically, like, I guess the rainy season started when we moved here. So he started to say earlier, it's like there's more good things than bad things. We learned the bad thing was as the rain came, the septic system has been an issue. We're actually in the middle of getting a permit and getting a new one designed, and we won't be able to have that one put in. I didn't know what kind of process was even involved, because I've never lived with a septic tank. He's never, and we learned that it wasn't a good one. I had them out here. I saw the roots in it. And every time it rained, because it's a conventional one, and as rainy as this season has been, it's been like, it doesn't like back up into the house, but you can't flush when it's like saturated.
Right.
So we're in the middle of getting that fixed. So far, that's been the only big negative.
Yeah.
So, but with all the positives, like I'm not gonna focus on that negative. Yeah, especially when we have a solution coming.
I'm a little bit surprised that wasn't disclosed to you in the.
We're personally, like, he thinks that they might not have known about it. I'm more of like, I feel like it wasn't disclosed. I'm salty about it.
I'm very optimistic about people.
Way more optimistic
because a lot of people were saying that this is, and really it hasn't rained this much since 2015, and they weren't here for like 9 months out of the last few years. So
they traveled all the time.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like a whole family here. That is something that I'll give him credit for being optimistic about. That is that they were an older couple, and they traveled a lot. They were hardly ever here. As a matter of fact, another fact about our property is they never had livestock here. Mm-hmm. They never, one time he grew some watermelons in a field, and it just took off. We can tell that it's good soil, like really rich. Every time we've gone to plant something, there's been tons of worms. So we're excited to experiment with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what I was starting to say about that substantial fence, and I don't know this for a fact, but that almost looked to me like that was a cattle chute that was built.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking about that one around the barn.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, and that's one place where we're thinking of housing some of the goats there.
We got excited. I got excited because I got to see the property first. And when I came out here and looked at it, I got very excited. I was like, I saw that and a few things, and I was like, I was almost in a situation to be making a decision on something, and I pulled them all aside, and I was like, listen, my husband needs to step foot on this property. I need his, no, not even, because no, the thing is that if he didn't love this place the way I thought he was going to love it, I have to live with this man for the rest of
your life.
His life.
Your life.
Not mine. I'm going to outlive you.
So you say.
So I didn't want, to be blamed for choosing this place. But you came out and saw that. Yeah. And it was, And what they were asking for this place was far less than some of the places that we were finding with just, and nothing's bad about trailers or anything, but this is actually a built home, and it just had a lot more. And a gas stove. That's all I wanted, really, was a gas stove.
I'm sorry, I was just checking on the volume here. Okay, so I noticed Can you still hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you. And I'm reading Big Bear said he was jealous of that gate.
Head gate.
I know what just showed a few moments ago in the video we're playing here in the background was your source of internet there. That looks like that's up, 30 foot in the air? Is that a 30-foot pole?
I think it's a 30 or 40 foot pole that they had to add on there.
T-pole or, yeah, some kind of...
So
it was expensive to have that one installed.
Yeah.
So is that a line of sight receiver?
I believe so. Yeah, they wasn't too sure about the amount of trees that they had in the area, and so that was their thought of being the best location that was closest near the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go with that, unfortunately.
Well, it looks like it's working pretty well.
It's really been put to the test.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we've had some good winds, and it never faltered on us so far.
I would think, so far, it's been tested to, maximum limits without problems this season.
So are you all excited about having all this property to lay out your garden and do everything that you want? I can just see you smiling.
Yeah.
He's in heaven.
Yeah, because the only bad thing about being in this rural area is finding people that we could buy bulk from, bulk mulch, bulk compost, bulk garden soil and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're having problems that we never anticipated. Where we were, it was nothing to order a however many cubic feet of compost or yards of compost or of mulch out here. That's really hard, and we've been on a hunt for it. And as a matter of fact, we started befriending. It's funny how small the world is, because we didn't realize, I guess, bootstrap farmers near us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they realized that we came out here, and we've gone to the farmers market and have befriended somebody that they're friends with, that's given us information about places to contact for getting the bulk that we want to get. So we're starting to network with the local farmers market people here. So it's a sweet place.
So how close is your nearest Tractor Supply? And
15-20 minutes.
Yeah, about 15-20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And of course, Walmart.
And it's a really cute town.
Yeah. Now there's another place called Atwoods that
is impressive.
Yeah, that we're actually starting to like that better than Tractor Supply.
It's like 4 times the size.
It's like the Target of Tractor Supply.
Okay, cool.
But it still has like Walmart prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just big, and it has a lot more. It even has the special fencing. Like, we went and ordered online all this fencing
from Gallagher
that they have there at Atwoods.
Mm-hmm. They have like additional electrified fences type stuff.
So when we run into problems, at least we know where we can go.
Get it real quick, fast, in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. And we're in an area that has a lot of cows, a lot of farmers, a lot of ranchers are out here. Like, it's a big thing out in this area.
One thing I haven't noticed was hogs. So
I see a market for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it might be that way for some reason that we don't know, because we're city slickers.
Yeah. Now there are wild coyotes, and all coyotes mostly are wild anyway.
I heard them howling.
There are coyotes and wild hogs and small amounts of wild turkeys that roam the area.
Okay. Well, let me just also say, everybody out there, have the phone lines open if you'd like to call in, ask them a question directly. Numbers are scrolling across top of the screen. Just follow the prompts. The meeting ID is there, and the password is there. And if you want to So if you'd like to talk to Sydney or Tori and ask them any questions, just feel free to call in. Doesn't cost you anything. We won't charge you a dime.
I might.
Oh, well, Sydney might.
Yeah,
So-
we're super excited to because one thing that for us and having this property, we're doing this at a time when we're empty nesters, and we're really trying to prepare to age in place and trying to even prepare to do things in a permaculture type of way, to have things be lower maintenance, and so I feel like we're doing some stuff a little different than traditional ways, for the simple fact that we're being mindful that we are going to be aging in place here.
Do you have a mindset for obtaining a tractor of some sort?
Yeah, I was this close of getting one before we got the zero turn, but due to the fact that we had so much rain and our grass was getting up so high,
Priorities.
we were worried more about the front than the back 40. So now that's going to be, I think we're probably going to get that once we get the goats next year. We set ourselves in the timeline not to just rush everything in it, that this year was going to be the poultry. Next year was going to be the goat.
We have to keep reminding ourselves to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants bees, so we might do goats and bees next year.
I definitely want bees.
And then the following year, we're going to do the hogs and possibly something else.
Okay, well, we got somebody on the phone here, so let's let him in the room. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
What's going on, man? How you
What
doing?
it do?
Say again, over?
I think he knows who you are.
Yeah. Who?
Who?
Tori?
Yeah.
Well, Tori knows who I am. Yeah.
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 Did you fool Cindy? That's what I want to know.
Who?
Did you fool Cindy?
I don't know Sydney.
Don't know Cindy?
This is my
No,
friend.
I don't know. I know a Tori.
She has no friends, so.
Whatever.
Jason, how you doing?
And neither does the other person on the other end of this line.
I got more friends than you got.
Nice.
Woo, there's that head gate in the video.
So, I have a question. Something was mentioned earlier about having a trap for that. Were you talking about the crawfish?
Yes, ma'am. I sure was.
Okay, because that's what, I'm interested in. Have you heard anything of...
Well, I was going to make this silly trap that we used to make back in the day to put in the creek with some bologna meat.
Because I'm interested in what you're putting down.
It's probably
the
the
thing
same.
is, I
It's
gotta-
probably the same
well,
one,
since
Sid.
it's
It's like
on
an old
our
minnow
pond.
trap.
Huh?
Except for it, you know the old minnow traps that you used to put in the creek to catch minnows to be able to go fishing with. It was like
Uh-huh.
it was cylinder, and then it had that reverse cone on either side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and then you just fabricate a little hanging basket on the inside of it, and you can put your
That's
chicken
not what you're
parts
talking
or
about.
chicken livers,
Yeah,
or
just put the
stuff like
put
that
the
in
little-
there.
Yeah, we used to put like hot dogs, a little bologna in there, so where they couldn't get it, so it wouldn't be all gone by the time they get to it.
I have a question. Something in our common areas where I don't want them. I saw something about putting a table, and you can tell me if it's good or bad. But I saw something about putting some lye in those holes.
And they were supposed to clog it up or mortify it or something like that.
Yeah, is that true? Is that a thing?
I've never had to deal with them in areas where I didn't want them, so I've never really had to experiment with anything like that. But it would make sense that it would work. The lye would probably irritate them, and they would probably want to get out of Dodge, just like that DR stuff that I led you guys on to with when it came to the snakes, how it irritates their Jacobson's gland.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. Yes. And your suggestions for the snakes has worked. I have been like paranoid about them coming back, so I just do my reapplication, especially in the shop.
Yeah, I think she does that more than she does the Riddick's.
We're not supposed to do Riddick's.
Don't go overboard with it now, because that'll just get way too expensive. But if you get a really good rain, I would reapply it, and then about every 30 days.
Okay.
And you should be good.
Because I've just been putting it in the dry areas, like inside the shop. We haven't put it outside the shop at all.
We don't care about them outside the shop.
I don't care about that.
We care about where we're trying to protect the livestock that we're trying to protect.
Yeah, especially now, and we hadn't talked about it up until this point. And now that we have chickens and turkeys, we don't. Yeah, that area where they're at inside of the shop while they're little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been protecting that. So.
Yeah.
But just make sure
once we see.
Make sure your shop stays ventilated then, because that stuff's not meant to go inside a building.
Yeah. I mean, we're rarely in there. When we are in there, we leave the garage, the overhang door open and stuff. But even from just being out in the overhang, we can still smell that sulfur in there.
Now, I don't know if we've mentioned that this is Jason from Big Bear Homestead.
Oh, this is Jason? I thought it was a good friend of mine.
Whatever. You are going to be speaking at the Homestead Life Conference in Hannibal, right?
That's correct. I'll be speaking on predator control.
Oh, not pest control?
Oh, shut up. That's an inside joke that they have.
And that's why he doesn't have any friends.
See, and he says I don't have friends. Whatever. I'm the nice one. Y'all just don't even know. So I'm probably going to be developing a list of questions between now and then for when you have that. Do you already know your schedule for speaking at that event?
No, Doug hasn't given me my schedule yet. And I think what I've noticed on the website is he hasn't got confirmation from other people that are supposed to be speaking out in the, the Patriot tent or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened when we got there last time. Okay. Yeah. So they're still kind of like doing the shuffle.
Yeah. Okay. And so I don't know how many, I know he had me do it one time last year, but he talked about possibly having me do it twice the year that we weren't able to make it. So we might end up speaking twice on two different parts of it.
That'd be cool.
I really enjoyed that last year. I really appreciate you and the family introducing us to that and telling us about that, because if it wasn't for that, we would not be here where we're at right now.
Yeah, and for anybody watching here that doesn't know, Jason and Robin at the Big Bear Homestead, they've been our mentors on this new homestead. Like, Robin has given me the confidence to take care of the chickens and the turkeys that we have. Like, I
was more interested in the turkey. You wanted the chickens.
And you know what's funny about that is I was like really headstrong about the chickens, but these turkeys are so sweet. Like, I like them a lot more.
I think we have the smartest, dumbest turkeys ever.
Yeah. I mean, so far in 50 birds, we've only lost one, but our turkeys that we have, they act like little cats. Like, he even, just to test this out, he brought the little cat light the laser light.
And they're just like,
and they act like a cat, and they like to be petted. It's really funny. They're dumb and smart and loving, way more than the chickens are. So,
Tori.
Let's be honest. I mean, I appreciate y'all saying those kind words, but it wasn't Robin and I that gave y'all the confidence. It was that calf y'all helped us wrangle up. That calf. You figured if you can help catch a calf, you can do some chicken.
But you know what? It's really cool here at our property because when we sit on our front porch, we see a bunch of calves. And it's funny, they love him. He called, he says hi, and they come up they like him to go over and pet them. And I've been on him I want some cows. He will not let me have cows.
After dealing with that cow, no, ma'am. Nope.
Our cows would be like the ones across the street.
No.
Look, cows are very affectionate. Carol can go out into the pasture now, and all she has to do is start screaming Marco, and they moo back, and they come right up to her and nuzzle on her.
When you let us adopt her, then we'll get some cows.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Can she vote on this?
That's my buddy.
Yeah, let's get another vote on that.
Anyway, no, his deal with the cows is he doesn't like the length of investment. He's like, it takes 2 years.
Yeah, I want them dead and gone within the first year.
Whatever.
Time to move on. Rotation. Let's go.
Anyway.
Oh, so you want fast food?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his thing. He wants.
I want to raise an animal where I don't have to name it, so I won't be like, oh, I remember Betsy. She was so sweet.
So you're more emotional than you thought, if that's the case. I'm fine. I can invest that time, and it's still gonna be.
It's a waste of a name.
It's still gonna be meat.
A waste of a name.
Okay, whatever. I guess I'm more cold-hearted than
you can just repeat the names.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it food.
I'm just gonna call it pig, chicken, cow, turkey.
Just number them.
No, you got to be creative with the names. You name it like pork chop, bacon, sausage.
I'll get
T-bone, sirloin.
She lets me build my little nursery rhyme thing that I want to do.
Are you gonna try and sell them on this stupid?
Okay, so check this out. So when we get the goats, I want to build a bridge, and I want to keep 3 goats, main goats.
This is so dumb.
So I could do a Billy Goat thing, and do a YouTube video on that. That would be a good.
No, I thought you were going to tell them you're stupid.
None of my ideas are stupid. And so that was going to be, I was going to do I was going to dress up like a troll and have my bridge be.
You wouldn't have to dress up very much.
And then I was going to do a little nursery rhyme thing. And then I was going to do the pigs. I was going to have 3 pigs. I was going to have a straw house for one of the pigs, a stick house, and a brick house. That's going to be my 3 little pigs. I'm going to dress up as a wolf. And stuff. And then, what was my other one? I thought that would be a good idea to,
He's so creative.
See, now I have a serious moral dilemma to whether or not I just encourage you to do this, to just watch you have to go out there every day and rebuild a straw house and a stick house from the pigs and just sit back and just get total enjoyment from that. Or to tell you that it would actually take those pigs about 15 seconds to destroy those 2 houses. You wouldn't even have the camera set up to be able to do your nursery rhyme.
See, and so when he tells me this stuff, I'm like, it's not efficient.
It is, because you get to keep them. And it'd be, when we have people come over.
I don't want to work hard like that.
It's better than dressing up as a chicken for 24 hours.
Oh.
What?
Mm.
What was that for?
Wow.
Only Jason got that.
Inside joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Daryl got it by his look.
Okay.
It's for the YouTube.
We went there.
Oh, see? She got it.
Dressing up like a chicken for 24 hours. Like dressing up like a chicken.
So how many chickens do you have now?
We got 30 chickens. We got 10 of the variety of Rhode Island Red and Bar Rock. Mm-hmm. Then we got 10 variety of just random rare ones.
Yeah.
And then we got 10 naked neck chickens.
We saw the name and we saw them and we were like, we have to have these.
Yeah.
We're the Naked Gardeners. Why wouldn't we have these ugly naked neck chickens?
And they're ugly.
But they're ugly funny. Like, they're funny looking. So we're like, that's just perfect.
So are you?
No, just water.
Are you going to grow some meat birds this year?
Yes. So we are growing the turkeys some of those are going to be for Thanksgiving. We're going to get some meat birds probably November.
Yeah, we're talking about like after our anniversary, November.
Yeah, about after November. And then we're going to get another set around March. And hopefully we can start selling those ready for the 4th of July.
Yeah, we already have somebody from the farmer's market interested
in our turkey.
In our turkeys, yeah. Like we mentioned it, and
well, your meat birds are done in like.
Naked gardeners going to eat meat.
What?
He said, "You mean the naked
gardeners going to eat meat?"
Yeah. So we did a year of veganism. Not for us. I'm not going to ever do anything extreme ever again. So I'm seeing some, like some extreme diets and stuff out there. Like I am so anti-extreme when it comes to food and diets. I believe in balance.
Believe in eating.
But I like to cook. Like I cook healthy things intentionally to taste really good.
Yeah, her and Robin like to fatten me up.
You just like to get extra helpings. That's your fault.
Well, shouldn't cook so good.
I'm not touching that one either.
No, go ahead.
You know my pain.
Okay, now I also heard something about your looking at the possibility of some ducks, maybe geese.
Oh, yeah, so I forgot the other part of my story about that. So before this whole stuff happened, I wanted to get
peacocks.
Peacocks?
Huh?
Peacocks? Peafowl?
No.
Yeah, he's going to get peacocks.
2 ducks and 1 goose. So I could be like, duck, goose.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I know from watching some, and correct me if I'm wrong, a goose needs to have a partner. Like they get like
no.
Yeah.
No.
That's what
our goose hasn't had a partner in forever.
Exactly. They're protected. Yeah.
They don't need a partner?
No. Now, when they've got one, at least these African Chinese geese, which ones are those that we got that Robin won't let me eat? When they have one, they are monogamous. And so she will never mate with another. If we brought another male goose on the property, she would not mate with him because she lost her boyfriend, husband, sister's brother's cousin when he got taken out by that bobcat or whatever it was that got him. So they don't really need a partner.
I don't know where.
I mean, now if you want to make baby geese, obviously you got to have a partner.
Okay.
So,
Well, I definitely have become interested in ducks. I'm not sure what kind of ducks. I know I've heard about pecans like being like heavy layers. Muscovy ducks for, I guess, the meat. I'm also interested in, I'm interested in doing my homework on that because I'd like a good balance of an egg layer that tastes good, that is well behaved. So what duck is that?
And if they're not well behaved, they'll be behaved in the oven.
Whatever.
Pekins are more for meat. Your khaki Campbells are the best one for when it comes to egg production. But the Muscovies, I'll tell you firsthand, we love our Muscovies. They're great for mosquito control, other pesky insects and stuff around the garden, and their meat is phenomenal.
Okay, well, I'd be interested in them for those two things.
Actually, the Lone Star Living, who's actually in here now, he was telling us on our live that he got some ducks that just hatched.
He lives not very far from here, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if his wife just had her baby or is about to, but yeah, I remember him mentioning that about the ducks. I'm becoming more and more interested in ducks. Our neighbors have ducks. They're always on they love our property. They're on our property more than they are. And I love now that they're dropping eggs over here, because that breakfast you made yesterday was delicious with those eggs. And it's funny that it happened because, so he kind of laughs at me for this, but I had never eaten duck before, and because the ducks were coming over on our property so much, and I was thinking about ducks, I was like, I wanted to know how they tasted, if it was something I liked, and I went and I bought one from an organic place, and I made it actually last night. It was delicious. So yesterday was a duck day, because you made the duck eggs that we got from our neighbor's ducks, and then I cooked the duck. It was delicious.
Yeah.
So.
And we had to, because we walked the property and I saw a duck egg that's like laying right there. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I walked around a little bit to where it wasn't so much. And I found another egg, but I wasn't for sure if it was out there or not. So I had to crack that open into a cup just to make sure.
He was freaked out a little bit and I forgot to tell him, because I have made duck eggs before.
That we got from a farmer's market.
But it was me that was cooking, and they're harder to crack open. So when he had a hard time cracking that, he freaked out a little bit.
Oh, I think
it's probably bad. And I was like, no, it's tougher to crack that egg open. They were delicious, though.
So what's the story on the peafowl?
None. No, there's no story.
If it doesn't
Sydney's
have a
in
job,
love with peafowl. It's like his spirit animal.
Now, for Robin's birthday,
he is gonna buy some peafowl.
Yeah, for Robin's birthday, just to help Jason out.
She wants peafowl. So
how about bees? How about bees, Sydney? You're gonna start keeping
and it's
bees.
Right there at that moment that they realized the friendship changed.
There was never none anyways. It was just between Robin and the girl. So
he's alive.
For meat, we are going to be doing 2 types of goats, and now she wants to get sheep. So we're going to do a dairy goats and a meat goats, and possibly some sheep.
No, possibly. I definitely. So the truth is that, I mean, we've been talking about goats for a while, wanting to do goats, and I get it. Like, we could have goats, and we want to have some goats for soap making and stuff like that. But I've been doing some homework, and the fact of the matter is, I buy lamb meat, like on the regular. Like, where other people buy chicken, I buy lamb like other people buy chicken. I love lamb. I don't know. I'm definitely leaning more towards wanting to be able to have my own lamb.
There's only one thing that has to happen when you guys have your first lambs on your homestead. They'd have to put on a dress with a bonnet and start singing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Wait, you said me or her?
Yeah, no, you.
You. You're the one who wanted to do all the nursery rhymes. It's the 3 billy goat scrub.
Isn't you a baby sheep?
It's a baby sheep.
Oh,
yeah.
man. So you want us to put a U and then...
You just trying to turn it
But that's a good idea.
So anyway, yeah. So and the ones
That's
I'm
another
looking
goal.
at, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. They're like more of a German breed, but Frisian, and they're actually really good for soap making too, and good meat sheep. So I'm still just doing some reading and homework on it, but I'm open to suggestions.
What kind of sheep are we getting? Yeah, we're going with the hairless sheep, the Katahdin.
So you'll have a naked sheep.
So you don't have to share them.
Yeah, so you don't have to shear them. Yeah, they'll be naked sheep.
They shed
Oh,
should get those.
it's in memory of us. That's so sweet, guys.
Oh, you thought of us,
Yep.
and especially me, that much. You wanted to get some naked sheep. Oh, thank you, Jason.
Yep, and we will name the butt of every sheep Sydney.
Yes, there we go.
Just make sure you clean up the Jason after they do it.
I want to say it was a Frisian sheep. What made you guys decide on that sheep?
Well, we had the merinos in the back, and just trying to shear them and finding somebody to shear them. Nowadays, to get somebody that'll come out and shear, you have to have a large flock, and to make it cost effective, you can't get somebody to come out and just shear 3 or 4 sheep. And so with the Katahdins, they'll just rub up against the fence or a tree, and they'll shed it, and then they'll be fine. And then, in all honesty, the stuff that I really would use the wool and stuff for, I could go out to the pastures and whatnot, pick it up, put it in bags, and then have it for my trap line.
So
and
that's what I need to look into, because I have my mind right now set on, it's called East Frisian sheep, just from what I was reading, but I need to learn more about this hair situation, if they're going to be a problem with that.
Yeah, because
are
the
you
hardest
familiar with
thing
that breed?
in all. Say again.
Are you familiar with that breed?
Which one?
The East Frisian?
The one that we're. No.
Okay.
No, we know what they are, but we
That's-
don't really have any hands-on experience with them. Are they wool sheep?
They're not like known for that. They're more known for like their milk and for their meat. So I was looking for dual purpose. Like when it comes to those animals, I want like as much dual purpose as possible. But obviously,
Right.
like I'm still learning.
So the crouch.
Yeah. We're
crouch
the
reds,
same way, but sometimes you have to give up that second purpose for
A primary.
I don't want to
purpose.
say
Yeah.
I don't want to say ease of the animal, but sometimes, especially like when it comes to sheep, if that dual purpose sheep has to be sheared, you've got to have, at least with our experience, you've got to have a large number of a flock to get somebody that's going to make it worth their time to come out and shear those sheep.
Exactly.
And then you got to figure out what you're going to do with the wool. We've had lots of people, YouTubers and people that weren't on YouTube, that would, I want the merino wool. We'll do 1 for 1. And basically what that means is we get the sheep sheared, you mail them the raw wool, they clean it and spin it, and they keep half and mail you back half. And to this day, we've got somebody that's got our wool, and she's had it 3 years now, to the point where we just kind of wrote it off like we're never going to see that wool back again. But and that's the hard part, is finding somebody to be able to spin it, so then that way you can use it or be able to sell it and stuff like that. So you got 2 things kind of going against you when it comes with wool sheep. It's one, having a large enough flock to where it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to get somebody to come out and shear them, or trying to learn how to shear them yourself, and then B, getting somebody to process the wool for you.
So, question, the naked sheep, what are the cons on those for you guys?
Sunburn.
But
Well, I'm in Texas, so I'm thinking sunburn. I want to know.
Doug does these Titans also, and they're very high resistant to parasites. They, of course, you don't have to shear them, and then it's just the same old kind of drawbacks when it comes to sheep. Yeah, they're more meat sheep, but they can't be around a pond or a deep creek because if they get in the water, it can kill them. And it's just they can't process. None of the feed can have copper in it because sheep can't process copper.
Lone Star Living.
Selenium.
Lone Star Living has suggested a good resource of a book here, Stoney's Guide to Raising Sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, so they do grow a coat. They just shed it. Is that what I read?
No, right here he was talking about the book.
They grow a nice coat in the winter and shed it around April, May.
A Story's Guide to Raising Sheep.
Okay, I need to look that up because I don't know. I know that he's interested in goat and likes goat meat. I'm a bigger fan of lamb, so that's a story in the making for us.
Well, so
What's going to happen?
Saying Off Grid with Doug and Stacy has that brand or that kind of goat or sheep.
Oh, I think that's what Jason said too.
St. Croix.
Yeah. Now, hey, Tori, you got to kill them when they're a baby to get lamb meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within the first year.
Yeah, as soon as they get
like
100
over
pounds, 120 pounds.
No, but it's like 4 to 6 months.
Well, I mean, I would go by pounds, but yeah.
Well, that certainly falls into Cindy's timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a factor for me.
Yep, for me. Unless we don't have to feed them, they can just eat the grass. I'd be okay with it.
We were talking more about Mr. Sensitivity there beside you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't want to give anything a name because then he couldn't eat it, kind of thing.
No, I mean I'm going to eat it. I just don't feel like I should give it a name if I'm going to eat it.
I mean, I want to be like, thank you, and the animal's name. Yeah.
So what about bees?
I mean, that's what we're doing with Harry Potter right now.
I would vote with
That's what we, the first couple of steaks to Harry, we were like, woo, thank you, Mr. Potter, you taste great.
Yep.
Let me just say here, in case you people haven't noticed, the phone lines are open. We can handle more than one caller at a time. So if anybody would like to call, talk directly, ask some questions, feel free just to dial the numbers, scrolling across the screen there, and follow the prompts.
A question for Jason. And I know that you're more like animal control. So don't be offended when I ask you about flies. And anybody in the comment section as well. Like, I'm starting to notice, and I heard from people like in this area, I guess they're having more problems with flies, and I'm starting to notice them a little bit more. Is there something out there that helps deter them a little bit more? Does anybody know?
Deter, no. But that's why one of the main key things to with pasture rotation is that it does help with fly control. Because your chickens, the flies are going to the cow patties and they are laying their eggs, and then 3 days later, those eggs are the larva or the maggot, and then that's when you bring the chickens in, and they attack the cow patty, and they're eating the maggots and spreading the poo all over the place. And so that helps keep your fly population down.
I'm noticing our baby chickens and turkeys, because when we open it, like some flies will like come in, not very many, but they're attacking them. So I was curious, and we have cows across the street and behind us, and I think that's why we're seeing a little bit more probably. Okay.
I mean, they probably at your Tractor Supply and that other store that you guys have down there that we don't. There's probably fly traps that you can hang up. You pour a little like sugar water or throw a chunk of bologna or. I just bought something.
One to test out. I just haven't hung it up yet, so I need to do that and see if it works.
Yeah.
And it's just now starting. I mean, we've had so much rain.
Yeah. So the ones that we had when I managed that dairy they had a black top, and then it was almost like a quart-sized plastic jar underneath it, and those worked like a champ. I love those things. We still got like 3 or 4 of them here that we do put out every now and then, and a lot of it is just cleanliness, keeping the chicken coops clean, cleaning up any fecal matter, getting it in the compost bin as quickly as you can, and keeping it and getting it, covered and stuff like that. And that'll help keep the flies down. Now, with having that cow pasture right out there, if you guys do meat birds, that might be the ideal thing. If you can ask him, if you can get some electric fencing and kind of divide it up, and maybe run your meat birds down through there, that'll get his pastures healthier, and it'll reduce the fly problem, the fly situation.
Yeah. I'm curious that they've been kind of quiet. We communicate with their cows, but they've been very quiet. Those people haven't said hi to us since we moved in.
They're probably scared of y'all going, look at those. They just come out and talk to their cows. Those people are weird.
No, they're part of and I don't say this in any kind of negative way. They're just part of a very religious culture. So they deal with their people, not us.
What do you mean, you people?
Exactly. So we're like, okay, that's cool. You guys, they don't bother us. So, but
one of the things that you always run into because you're bringing the new style of farming into an area. You guys are bringing in the new way of thinking when it comes to agriculture, because you're bringing in a polyculture, not a monoculture. And so trying to get people to grasp it and understand it, that's always an uphill battle.
Something that has fascinated me coming out into the country, coming from like growing things, is coming out here and seeing so many people have so much property and no garden, like no areas that they are actually like growing food except for big ag, like cornfields. Mm-hmm. There's some cornfields, and there's some homes that have like tons of like cattle and still are not growing any like gardens. That's fascinating to me. I feel like there's a place for both of those things if you're trying to be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's all about mindset. And you guys are going to do great there. I believe it with all of my heart. I think you guys have the same level of zeal and passion that Robin and I had when we first got started. And you guys have the benefit of there's a lot more people in this lifestyle now, so you definitely
we have mentors like you guys to bother too. We're like, what do we do about
you have a lot
this?
more resources at your disposal, because when Robin and I started, there was nothing. And it's
kind of tough coming into this
you guys are going to thrive.
Older age.
You're going to take that. You're going to take that property to a whole new level, and you're going to do so many positive things in that community because people watch. And I wasn't really a firm believer in that until we start with our neighbor up at the front, and we have even influenced that guy. And believe it or not, and he has started to he's starting to grow a garden this year, and he's been talking to Robin about, why do we have so many different types of chickens? And so you get people's wheels turning. Like, why are they putting those chickens in that box behind that electric fence and then moving it every day? Why are they doing that? I'm used to a chicken, a stationary chicken coop, and that's it. And you go out there and
that's what we see around here. Blah. We see stationary coops. We haven't seen people that have things that they're tractors.
Well, we see stationary coops, but we also see a lot of free-ranging chickens, too.
Way free-range.
I'm like, they'd be like close by the roads and stuff like that.
There's no home for them. So it's either like a stationary coop or nothing, but there's nobody that is doing stuff in tractors or anything like that out here.
That we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, nowhere. It's interesting kind of coming in with a different idea.
Well, the tractors would be a real good way to do meat birds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're also going to free range our actual egg layers. So we're going to be, moving them
semi-free range.
But be able to protect them.
There'll be more grass, a contained free range, I guess.
Yeah. As best as we can. I mean, we're going to learn some lessons for sure.
So what about some other animals like horses or burros or?
Nah.
What is the purpose of a horse?
Nothing.
Do they do a job?
I'll get a dolphin before I get a horse, I think.
I'll get a boat before I get a horse. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for a boat. It's a money pit. It's a money pit just like a horse. But more fun, I think.
Well, I think.
Or in Texas.
I think a horse can be advantageous if you have cattle. In many cases.
In this area, one of the beautiful gifts that we have with this property and having such rural neighbors is there is this young girl. She's probably a teenager, maybe almost college age. And at least 3 to 4 times a week, I see her on this beautiful white horse. And actually in that tractor video, I caught a glimpse of her towards the end of that tractor video that we did, that just races by. Like it's a main road, like semis go on there and everything. And she just is on her horse a lot around here. It's really, really pretty thing to see.
For some reason, it seems to me, didn't Sydney have some sort of aversion to cats, and yet I see him playing with a cat?
Yeah.
So what's
you see how he kind of warms up to stuff?
Well, the only reason for that was because in our little urban backyard area, every time during the fall, I'm not sure what goes after our brassicas, but we'll come out in the following day and all of our cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, collards.
And I think it's because we didn't have snakes in our urban area.
I don't know.
Because we have stuff out and about, but we also have our rat snakes here. And they're doing their job because we're not having issues with rodents. Oh, did you see what Mallory wrote? Hey, Mallory, I just saw that you're in here. Quebec Homestead. Yes, she agrees that horses are money pits. They do have good manure, for your garden, but they're expensive.
If I get an animal for just the manure, rabbits. We'll probably get some rabbits.
I would have rabbits.
And I would probably do the donkey poodle and before I do a horse.
Yeah. Donkeys, I hear, are very protective.
Yeah, I said donkey poodle.
What's a donkey poodle? What?
Alpacas.
Whatever.
Your daughter?
Mini donkey. Oh.
So, how long have you been at your new place?
Next week will be 2 months.
We officially, April the 18th, 19th is when our movers brought stuff here, and our I think the first night we slept here was April 20th. So, not even yeah, we're getting close to 2 months.
Oh, so
6, 7.
So you're still in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey guys, I got to jump off here. My phone's got 1% battery left. I just want to say that I think you guys are going to do wonderful things there. Robin and I will always have y'all's back. We love you guys. And we can't wait to see you guys and hang out with y'all at the Homesteading Life Conference.
I am so psyched because I just got our place today reserved. So we're going to have fun. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you when we see you.
Okay, Jason, thanks for calling.
Yeah, God bless.
All right.
There's somebody with Muscovies.
And actually, we've been on for over an hour.
Oh yeah, we have. Oh yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, time flies, and
you're ready.
when you're having fun. I
always try not to monopolize people's times more than an hour if I can help it.
It's not that I'm not a real good host for this by myself. So
you did a good job.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
So I want to apologize for that.
And give Sherry our best. Let her know that we are hoping to see her and Hannibal and wishing her well and just a speedy recovery and just to get through this.
Yeah, I'm hoping she'll be able to make it next week. So we're just taking it a day at a time. But
yeah, and for the people that were watching on our live Saturday, I made a mistake that there are tickets left for the Homesteading Life Conference. There's just not any VIP or the boat ride.
Yeah, those tickets are gone. Those are sold out. But there's regular tickets for Homestead Life Conference still available.
And we will be there. You guys will be there. Big Bear Homestead will be there.
Yep.
I'm not sure who all. I'm guessing that Duncan 1900 Homestead may be there.
Yeah.
Oh, is Brenda going to be there?
I'm guessing she will be.
So. Yeah, and I think we're going to do more this year. We're going to probably get some video of the vendors out there. Last year we got mostly just the conference type stuff, but we would like to get more vendors out there to get some information from, so people can see it's just not just about the conference. There's also some vendors that you can. Great products.
Yeah. We didn't know until last year when we went about how great Redmond Real Salt is, and we're affiliates with them now, but they're phenomenal products.
Mm-hmm. And they're great with livestock mineral salt. So if you have any livestock, they got some real good products.
They just have really great products. But there was a lot of really great vendors out there. MT Knives.
Oh yeah.
The knife guy.
I gotta get my knives sharpened.
And he has to get me one because I've actually been enjoying taking his knife, and I want to have one for myself, especially when I'm out on the tractor and stuff. I want to have a knife to protect myself if I need it. So.
Yeah. You're gonna go out on the mower and look for a knife fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in the country now. Country with a K.
All right. I don't know that I really ever got this out so you guys could hear it. The one question I do have is, what about bees? Are you going to do any bees?
Yes, so she wants to do. She's in this beekeeping class or something
Well,
like that.
I'm definitely very much on the Dr. Leo bandwagon. I'm the type of person, unlike, like some people just dive into stuff and learn stuff. I'm a homework person, and I'm still conducting my homework, getting myself prepared for the season, because I want to start off with actually catching a swarm and being prepared and having my hive ready. And I'm interested in horizontal hives. So I'm wanting to do it in a very natural fashion. So
Cool.
Good luck with that.
Well, I am certainly thanking you guys for being here tonight and talking about your new digs. And we're looking forward to seeing you at the conference. And
all right.
any last thoughts for everybody out there?
Um,
Don't ever think that you know everything. There's always something to learn.
and like Jess says, use what you have as your classroom, as your waiting room, and learn from there. I mean, that's what we've been doing from day one. We went from container gardeners to backyard gardeners, now homesteaders,
I mean, we learned all we could in our classroom, and
till we couldn't learn anymore and needed to advance.
Don't wait to get somewhere.
Yeah.
That would be my parting thoughts.
I just glanced down. I saw that massive fence there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the
bees. That was part of the sale of the place. We're gonna have to do some modifications to that barn to make it more functional, but
yeah.
It's definitely
those are the pecan trees.
Yeah.
And that's our neighbor's pond where the ducks.
And they have a pond, but their ducks like our property. I don't know what the deal is with that. So
grass is always greener.
It is, apparently, with the ducks.
Grass is always greener.
So I guess if you have ducks, your neighbors have ducks.
Christy, you got it. You get this. You're gonna see. I'm gonna be posting some nursery rhyme videos just for the kiddos.
Well, again, super thanks to you guys for being here tonight. Thank you to our moderators. You guys always do a wonderful job. Everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much for being here. I know that we've been off here for the past month, but we're trying to ramp things back up and get back to normal. And looking forward to seeing y'all down the road. So special thank you to the moderators. Special thank you to our channel members. And just remember, do something today that makes tomorrow better than yesterday. Take care, everyone. Take care, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Good night.